Right. Here we're looking at partnership question from June 2015. We're kicking it off with the first question asking us to state two distinguishing features of the partnership. Right. One is that we have profits and losses are shared amongst partners. And secondly, partners are to contribute capitals or capital based on agreement. And once agreed, upon in the partnership agreement, they can earn interest on capital. Right? So profits and losses are shared amongst partners in an agreed ratio. Right? And partners are to contribute capital based on agreement. And once agreed upon in the partnership agreement, they can earn interest on capital. So here we're looking at Barney and Swiper. They're in partnership. They have a current account balances as at the 31st of March 2015 before appropriations were made. So this is before they actually complete the partnership account, the appropriation account. So Barney has a positive balance of 2,500. Swiper has a negative balance of 600. State the significance of the brought down balance of each partner's current account. So for Barney, the positive balance indicates that he's earning more than he's withdrawing or taking out of the partnership. Right? Indicates he is earning more than he is withdrawing from the partnership. Swiper, on the other hand, Swiper has a negative balance. That indicates that his drawings is in excess of his earnings in the partnership. Right now, this type of signal helps us to identify when partners are doing this, and we could stop allowing them to withdraw out of the partnership. We could say, listen, you're withdrawing more than you earn in the partnership. When they want to borrow money or withdraw money out of the partnership, we could say no. All right, I'm gonna scroll down here. Other balances extracted from the books of Barney and Swiper included capital accounts, drawings during the period October 14th to the 31st of March, Swiper from January 1st to the 31st of March. Other important information is that the net income, then I underline that, for the year is 82,000. So this is what we're going to be appropriating. Barney earns an annual salary of 36,000. That's important. Interest on capital is going to be paid at a rate of 5% per annum. Interest on drawings is going to be charged at a rate of 10% per annum. I'm seeing a profit and loss sharing ratio of 3:2. Right? 3:2 is our profit and loss sharing ratio. They want us to prepare an appropriation account for Barney and Swiper for the year ended the 31st of March 2015. So we need to begin with our working. A good knowledge of your appropriation account will help here. We're identifying the different figures that we need to use. So this could be a very quick tally or summary of everything you need to use. You just pull the stuff that you pull out of the question. Net profit is 82,000. I didn't see any adjustments to net profit. Interest on drawings. Now, interest on drawings is given at a rate per annum, right? So, how we would do this is we say 5%. So let's do Barney first, right? I'll use B for Barney, S for Swiper. Barney is going to be 5% of, I could just strike multiply 4,000, and that's going to work out to $200. But this is for a year, right? This is 5% per annum. Sorry, I used any wrong percentage. 10% per year. So 10% of 4,000, that's $400. But the thing is that he didn't borrow this for entire year. He borrowed this between October to March. So let's check that. That's October, November, December, January, February, March. That's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So we'll multiply this $400 because it's 10% of 4,000 by 6 over 12, which is a half, and we would get $200 actually. Swiper 10%. His drawings was 12,000. So that works out to be 1,200. And he took his from January 1st to March 31st. So that's 1, 2, 3. So we're doing this by 3 over 12. And that works out to be 12 into 1,200 would be 100, 100 by 3, 300. So those are the figures we'll be using for interest on drawings. Now, you have to pay particular attention to instances where they tell you that the drawings was not for entire year, but for months. So we have to appropriate it, right, accordingly. Interest on drawings. Next up, we have interest on capital. So we have Barney. Interest on capital is at a rate of 5% per annum. So 5% of 60,000. That'll work out to be $3,000. And Swiper, 5% of 35,000. $1,750. Right? Salaries, yes. Salary is for Barney. Barney getting a salary at 36,000. We make our wrongs, we dealt with this, we dealt with this, we dealt with this, we dealt with this. You just have to make a note that we're coming back to deal with our profit and loss. Right? So let's get our appropriation account going. We have Barney. Swiper. Year ended 31st of March 2015. Net profit 82,000. And interest on drawings. Barney Swiper. We could put our working 10% by 4,000 by 6/12. And the other dude was 10% of 1,200 by 3/12. And we got 200 and 300 as our interest on drawings. Next, we have less interest on capital. This was at 5%. $60,000 and $35,000. So it's $3,000, half of that, and $1,750, half of that. So that's a total of $4,750. And then we have less salaries. Barney is getting a salary of $36,000. This is one person, we just drop it here one time. Grab our calculator. We have 82,500 minus 4,750 minus 36,000. That's giving us a total of 41,750. We could label this our appropriated net profit. From here, we're going to move to share profits. And we're doing our 3:2 ratio. So 3/5 of 41,750 and 2/5 of 41,750. Grab a calculator. 1,750 divided by 5, multiplied by 3, 2,550. $16,700. Right, so that would sort of be our 41,750. Draw some double lines showing that we balance. And this is my appropriation account for Barney and Swiper. And that's it for this one. That's all they wanted. Right, so this is our appropriation account for Barney and Swiper.